Well, hello and welcome back to Elevate Ordinary. I'm your host, JonMarc Grodi.
And I'm Teresa Grodi.
And we're back with another extraordinary conversation about the ordinary pursuit of truth, goodness, and beauty. We're great to be back with you again here today. And we're talking homeschooling. What we've been doing for this past half year, and this is the first year we've done this because in the past we only had one or two older kids doing school. But this year we actually have three that are doing school, three older kids. And so from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock before I go to work, I work on a few subjects with them, a few subjects that I have been doing over the years. And then I head off to work at 9, and then Teresa takes over and does, well, I don't know, I'm never there. So what do you do after 9 o'clock?
Yeah, so they might be watching the iPad or listening to their playlist.
Yeah, we have a bunch of boxed activities in the closet. So we try to get one of those out, get them started, hopefully it lasts them for a little while. Yeah,
and then sometimes I'll do like 5 minutes. Like their attention span cannot last longer than 5 minutes. Something math usually, because that's all we do with kids before they're 6. We do reading and then just life unfolding. So I'll just pop in there. Maybe we'll do some like teddy bear counting, like little math manipulatives or something.
And then I've begun doing Latin with the older 3 kids. And my main reason for Latin is I think that learning Latin, from my own experience and from what I've understand from other families, it's a great foundation stone for language in lots of different senses. The best way to learn grammar in your own language is actually to learn Latin.
Yeah. We also, this is just an aside, this is what we do. Like we also hold off on science, like formal science for a while, except through living books and through just being out in nature, answering specific questions. Because we noticed early on that like, as soon as a kid understood why it happened, their attitude changed towards it.
It can contribute to this reductionism and this decreased curiosity in the world.
I want them to, when they're kids, to just feel like the world is big and exciting and interesting, and just full of never-ending, like clouds are these never-ending thought processes that you can think about. Science can come later. Like our son has a job, a weekly job, like picking up dog poop for a neighbor, So it's like he's free to do that. Our girls are free to go over to someone's house and help them or to help grandma. Staying at home is the most practical thing that any woman has ever done throughout all of history. Oh my gosh, he's the brain surgeon who separated the conjoined twins.
Oh, Ben Carson.
Ben Carson.
Yeah.
Okay, so like his education journey is just amazing, and his mom was illiterate, and they got a different education than the kids they were going to school with because of their mom.
And we started out real poor.
When we made this decision for me to stay home, you were making like $10 an hour.
Yeah, we made
we were well below the poverty line.
It also made for great experiences. Our first little tiny apartment, I guess I have the fondest memories of that. You were not homeschooled.
I was not homeschooled. I didn't have a negative experience. I had a really positive experience. But as I'm learning myself as a teacher, I'm recognizing the kind of baggage from being an ultra overachiever that doesn't matter. That's Teresa's own problem. My temperament works well with not trying to get the children out of the house every day. That's like an added bonus to homeschooling.
Yeah.
Is that I don't have to go through that ordeal every day. And maybe that's lazy. I remember we had this discussion when we were engaged and we were like on Taco Bell's lawn. And I was like crying and just telling you that I would never stay at home and I would never homeschool. And I don't even know where this was coming from because I don't know, like I was just like, I worked so hard. There's just these ideals of like how everything would be taken away from me if I suddenly like chose to do something different than what my degree path told me to do. I don't know. I was just like kicking and screaming coming into homeschooling. And even when we had our first kid, I was like, we'll drive 45 minutes so you can go to a good preschool because I don't know what to do with children. I've never been around children. I never wanted children.
Well, thanks for joining us for this episode of Elevate Ordinary. Again, we'll be back next time with more. We're going to continue this topic, as we said.